What if I told you God is waiting to hear your voice? Not because you are perfect, not because you have the right words, not because you deserve it, but because He loves you. Maybe you've tried to pray before, and you didn't know what to say. Maybe you felt awkward. Maybe you felt nothing. Maybe you stopped praying completely. But what if prayer was never about perfect words? What if prayer is simply a conversation? Tonight, I'm going to show you how to pray in a simple way, in a real way, in a way anyone can understand. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to pray, even if you've never prayed before. Take a deep breath. Let's begin. What is prayer? Prayer is not a performance. It's not a speech. It's not about big vocabulary. Prayer is talking to God, the way you talk to a father, the way you talk to someone who cares. Jesus showed us how to pray in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 6. Which says, when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans. Your Father knows what you need. That means you don't have to impress God. He already knows your heart. Prayer is connection. Prayer is relationship. Prayer is trust. Some people struggle to pray because they feel unworthy. They feel distracted. They feel guilty. They think God is angry. But listen carefully. God does not push away those who come to Him. Even if you made mistakes, even if you failed yesterday, even if you feel far away. Prayer is not for perfect people. Prayer is for honest people. You don't need to clean yourself before praying. You pray, and God begins to clean your heart. The simple 5-step way to pray. This is the main teaching section. Each one is very important. Follow attentively. Part 1. Start with praise. Begin by thanking God for who He is. You can say, God, You are good. Thank You for loving me. Thank You for giving me life. Praise shifts your focus. It reminds your heart that God is bigger than your problems. Part 2. Thank Him. Gratitude changes everything. Even if life is hard, there is always something to thank God for. So, thank You for waking me up today. Thank You for protecting me. Thank You for my family. Thanksgiving builds faith. Part 3. Honesty and confession. Now we come to something very important.
Confession.
This is the part many people avoid. This is the part that feels uncomfortable. But this is also the part that brings the deepest freedom. Confession simply means this: telling God the truth about yourself, not pretending, not hiding, just being honest. Sometimes we think confession is about shame. It is not. Confession is about healing. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents something.
A lie, anger, jealousy, lust, pride, bitterness, disobedience, secret habits no one knows about. You carry it every day. You smile outside, but inside you feel heavy. Confession is taking off that backpack and placing it in God's hands.
Let me tell you something very important. God already knows. You are not informing Him. You are inviting Him. He knows what you did yesterday. He knows what you thought this morning. He knows the words you regret. He knows the hidden struggles. And yet, He still loves you. That is why confession is safe. Sometimes people avoid confession because they think, God must be tired of me. I keep making the same mistake. I promised I would stop. I failed again. But listen carefully. God is not surprised by your weakness. He is moved by your honesty. Confession is not about beating yourself up. It is about opening your heart. You can say, God, I was wrong. God, I hurt someone. God, I gave in to temptation. God, I'm struggling. God, I feel ashamed. There is no script, just honesty. And here is something powerful. The moment you confess sincerely, you are no longer hiding. And hiding is what keeps guilt alive. When you bring darkness into light, darkness loses its power. Sometimes confession may feel emotional. Sometimes you may cry. Sometimes you may feel nothing.
That's okay.
This is not about feelings. This is about truth. You are telling God, I don't want to pretend anymore. Let's talk about guilt. There are 2 kinds of guilt. One pushes you away from God. The other pulls you closer to Him. The first says, you are terrible. Run away. The second says, you made a mistake. Come back. Healthy confession always pulls you back to God. And here is something beautiful. When you confess, God does not replay your failure. He does not shout. He does not humiliate you. He restores you. Think about a loving father. If his child falls while learning to walk, he doesn't yell. He picks the child up. That is what God does. Maybe you're thinking, what if I keep repeating the same sin? Then you keep confessing, not casually, but sincerely. Growth is a journey. God works with willing hearts. Confession also breaks pride. Pride says, I'm fine. Confession says, needing help is not weakness, it's wisdom. You can confess specific things. God, forgive me for speaking harshly. Forgive me for envy. Forgive me for looking at what I shouldn't. Forgive me for doubting you. Or you can confess, generally, God, search my heart. Sometimes we don't even know what's wrong inside us.
But God does.
Here's something powerful to remember. Confession is not just about forgiveness, it is about transformation. When you confess regularly, your heart becomes softer. Your conscience becomes clearer, your peace becomes deeper, and after confession, do not pick the guilt back up. Many people confess, then continue punishing themselves. If God forgives you, why are you holding on to what He released? Forgiveness means release. Let's slow down for a moment. If you're listening right now, think quietly. Is there something weighing on your heart? Something you've been ignoring? Something you've been justifying? Don't be afraid. This is a safe moment. You can whisper, God, I give this to you. I don't want to hide anymore. Change me. Help me. That's simple. And here is the most important truth. Confession does not make God love you more. He already loves you completely. Confession allows you to experience that love fully. When you confess, you walk lighter. When you confess, you breathe easier. When you confess, peace returns. Not because you are perfect, but because you are forgiven. Now let's take a slow pause, and in your own heart, speak honestly to God. No performance, no fancy words. Hustrut. Confession is not weakness, it is courage. And every time you choose honesty over hiding, you grow. God, thank you that I can come to you just as I am. Thank you that you forgive. Thank you that you restore. Part 4, asking God what you need. Now we come to something very simple. Asking. Many people feel uncomfortable asking God for things. They think, is it selfish? Does God even care? Should I only pray for big things? Listen carefully. God invites you to ask. Prayer is not just praise. It is not just confession. It is also bringing your needs before Him. And your needs matter to Him. You can ask for big things. You can ask for small things. Nothing is too small for God if it matters to you. It matters to Him. You can say, God, I'm stressed about school. God, I need wisdom for this decision. God, help me control my anger. God, give me strength today. Simply, real, honest. Sometimes we think we must sound spiritual. Yo don't they? You don't need religious words. You don't need to repeat phrases. You speak the way you normally speak. God understands your voice. Let's talk about fear. Many people don't ask boldly because they are afraid of being disappointed. They think, what if He says no? But here is something important. A no from God is not rejection. It is protection. Sometimes we ask for things that would hurt us later. Sometimes we ask too early. Sometimes we don't see the bigger picture. When you ask, you are not demanding. You are trusting. You are saying, God, I can't do this alone. That is humility. That is faith. You can also pray for other people. Intercession is powerful. You can say, God, help my mother. Bless my friend. Heal that person. Bring peace to my family. When you pray for others, your heart expands, your love grows, your perspective changes. And here is something beautiful. Even when you don't know what to ask, you can say, God, you know what I need. Sometimes your heart is confused. Sometimes you don't even know what the real problem is.
But God knows.
You are never praying blindly. Now, pause for a moment. Think about your life right now. What is worrying you? What decision feels heavy? What problem feels bigger than you? Bring that into your prayer. Not later. Now. You don't need to carry everything alone. Prayer is where burdens become lighter. Part 5. Surrender and trust. Now we reach the hardest part of prayer. Surrender. It is easy to ask. It is harder to release. Surrender means this. I give this to you, God. Even if you answer differently than I expect, that takes courage. When you surrender, you are saying, I trust your wisdom more than mine. That is not weakness. That is maturity. Imagine holding something tightly in your hand. Your future, your relationship, your dream, your fear. Your hand is tense. Now imagine slowly opening your hand. That is surrender. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop controlling. Control creates anxiety. Trust creates peace. When you finish praying, you say, God, your will be done. That sentence changes everything. It shifts the focus from your limited understanding to his perfect understanding. Sometimes surrender feels scary because you like certainty. You like knowing the outcome. But faith means walking forward without seeing everything clearly. You trust the one who sees ahead. You can pray like this: God, I want this job, but I trust you if it doesn't happen. God, I want this relationship, but guide me if it's not right. God, remove this struggle, but teach me if it must stay for now. That is deep prayer. Here is something powerful. When you truly surrender, anxiety decreases, not instantly, but gradually, because you stop replaying the problem in your mind. You placed it in God's hands. Now you choose to trust. Surrender also protects your heart from bitterness. If things don't go your way, you don't collapse because you already trusted God with the outcome. Let's slow down again. Is there something you are holding too tightly? A fear, a plan, a timeline in your heart right now? Whisper, I release this to you. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving over. And that changes everything. Part 6. What if you feel nothing? Now let's talk about something very real. What if you pray and feel nothing? No emotion.
No goosebumps, no dramatic moment, just silence. Many people quit praying because of this. They think, God didn't hear me, nothing happened, I don't feel different. Listen carefully. Prayer is not based on feelings. It is based on faith. Feelings change daily. Faith stays steady.
Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel empty. God is present in both. Silence does not mean absence. It may mean growth. Think about relationships. You don't always feel intense emotion when talking to someone you love. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's simple, but the relationship is still real. It's the same with God. Maturity in prayer means continuing, even when emotions are quiet. You pray because you trust, not because you feel. Sometimes God works in ways you cannot see immediately. Maybe your situation hasn't changed yet, but your heart is changing. Maybe the answer is forming slowly. Maybe strength is being built inside you. Not every miracle is loud. Some are silent. Do not measure your prayer by your feelings. Measure it by your faithfulness. Did you show up? Did you speak honestly? Did you trust? There will be days when prayer feels powerful. There will be days when it feels ordinary. Both are normal. Keep going. Consistency builds depth. If you ever feel dry or distant, you can pray this: God, I don't feel anything right now, but I trust that you are here. That prayer alone is powerful because it is honest, and over time, you will notice something subtle. You become calmer, stronger, more aware, not because you felt something dramatic, but because prayer shaped you quietly. Now take a slow breath. Prayer is not complicated. It is not about performance. It is not about emotion. It is about relationship, and relationships grow through consistency. Before we finish this video, take a slow breath right now, wherever you are. You might be sitting in your room. You might be lying in bed. You might be watching this late at night when everything feels quiet, and maybe your heart is carrying something heavy, a worry, a regret, a fear about the future. Something you have carried for long. The beautiful thing about prayer is this: you don't have to carry it alone. God is not far away. He is closer than you think. He hears the quiet prayers, the broken prayers, even the prayers you struggle to say. And right now, we're going to pray together. You don't need perfect words. Just let your heart follow along. God, right now we come to you. Hust eswere. No pretending, no hiding, no perfect words. Thank you for listening. Thank you for loving us even when we feel weak. Thank you for every breath we take. Thank you for every new day. Lord, you see every person watching this video. You know their struggles. You know their fears. You know the battles they fight inside their hearts. And today, we place all of that in your hands. For those who feel anxious, bring them peace. For those who feel lost, guide their steps. For those who feel tired, give them strength. For those who feel guilty, remind them that forgiveness is real. God, teach us how to pray. Teach us how to trust you more. Help us grow closer to you every single day. Change our hearts. Kiba, Wisp, fill our lives with your peace and remind us that we are never alone. We trust you with our future. We trust you with our problems. We trust you with our lives. Thank you for hearing us.
Amen.
If this prayer spoke to your heart today, take a moment, breathe, and remember this truth. You can talk to God anytime. In the morning, in the middle of the day, at night. Prayer is not about perfect words. It's about a real relationship. And the more you pray, the closer you will grow to Him. If this video helped you learn how to pray, please take a moment to like the video. It helps more people find encouragement like this. And subscribe to the channel for more videos about prayer, faith, and growing closer to God. There are many more powerful Bible lessons and prayers coming soon. And if you'd like, you can also share this video with someone who may need encouragement today. Sometimes, a simple message of hope can change someone's day. Remember, tease. No matter what you face tomorrow, you don't face it alone. God hears you, God sees you, and your prayers matter. Thank you for being here, and may peace be with you.